Hello everyone, Hawky here, back with another Sword of Convallaria video. So, seeing the joking, it's thanks to MAITHA's brute force. Low key, they better believe it. Look, are you speaking human language? Alright, so back on tier bar, I don't know who this user is, but they're like, oh, these skills are guessed by AI. We dreamt it. This is like, yeah, the Genshin dreaming. They're like, oh, we dreamed all these skills up. So let's have a look at these leaks, right? So I went through a few translations here. So let's have a look at these skills. So all armored forces gather fire. So this is the big missile skill for energy. Piercing coordinated command. Select the target location. Deal 80% of the physical attack value as piercing damage to all enemies within 3 squares of the target range. After the attack, 50% of the current buffer value is eliminated. Then all sort of Convallaria faction allies will perform additional coordinated response with the effect of causing piercing damage equal to 50% of the physical attack value plus the magic attack value to enemies within 3 squares of their range. That's insane. Yeah, coordinated order. When you actively release a skill with coordinated order tag, it'll trigger the coordinated response effect of all friendly forces on the field. Yeah, piercing damage, ignores targets, physical and magic defenses, causes direct damage. Coordinated response. When other friendly forces actively release skills with cooperative command, the cooperative response effect of their own skills will be triggered. Yeah. It's basically the new mechanic triggering. They do their big AoEs. We saw on the actual preview, but it's nice to get some values down. The swing weight, 1 cost. Okay. Piercing damage causes 50% of the physical attack value to all enemies within 3 tiles and knocks back adjacent enemy grids. It just swings the whole arm around, right? Possesses cooperative response effect if there's an enemy within 3 squares. If there is an enemy within 3 squares of the skill, 1 energy will be consumed and this skill will be triggered. Oh, this is the... Okay, so when you use this skill will also trigger as part of the cooperative response effect. Oh, so you want to carry both of these skills together? So like combo skills, we got combo units and combo skills like that. And then efficient operation. When the action ends, restore an additional energy point. When the energy reaches 0, restore an additional energy point. Oh, this is like the energy restoration that we have on like Beryl and everything, right? Possesses cooperative response. Trigger the passive effect of this skill once. Wait, these two combo with that one. So when you trigger, you also do another AoE, and you also restore an additional energy. And if he has 0, restore 2. That means every turn you can essentially restore 3 energy at most. Yeah, 2 to 3 energy a turn. That's insane. And then 1 energy cost, heavy charge, piercing damage, coordinated command, select a target to charge. Oh, this is her like, yeah, the charge, the explosive charge that people say it's like like a booster effect, high-tech booster effect. If the target is an enemy, charge to its side and cause 80% piercing damage. Attach passive effect, increases movement by 1. After attacking, you can move again. The distance is equal to the remaining movement. Single target. Wow. Coordinated command. So that would still trigger both of these because they have the cooperative response, yeah? Yeah, the coordinated command / order. Okay. So this is for bossing, 80% piercing damage because our ultimate only does... Oh, it does 80% to all enemies though. But it eliminates the buffer value. Like, is this one... We'll use this for bossing and spam more at 1 energy? Now, what 3 skills can we take? There's so much. Emergency kit. Choice. Use battle damage repair device or enhanced power storage. The battle damage repair device. Instant. Clears 50% of current buffer value. Restores 30% HP. Gains damage reduction 2. Regeneration 2. And healing 2. Lasts for 2 turns. Actually, didn't on the skill preview they said it clears 100% or clears all of your current buffer value? That's interesting. So they reduced it to 50%. And then this enhanced power storage device. Heal 50% of the maximum buffer value. Gain attack 2 and immune to disruption. Lasts for 2 turns. And then gain 50 layers of assistance charging. Lasts until the next action. Lasts until the next action before action begins. So that combos with our trait, right? So we have this trait, right? Damage buffer module. Based on the filling ratio, you gain the corresponding number of layers of slow release energy. Man, like all these skills. So much combo effects. Cooperation with sort of Convallaria faction. Leader aura, level 3. All players on the field with Sword of Convallaria faction will have the attack increased by 10%. Okay, that's standard. Defense increased by 20%. Damage caused and penetration damage will be increased by 10%. An additional 10% if the coordinated response skill is used. Oh wow, that's a huge buff to the Sword of Convallaria faction. And then, wait, everyone restores energy points when cooperative response is triggered for the first time each round? What? So, like, for your Sword of Convallaria team, this is like a Taia, right? Because you get energy every turn, right? Because you'll be spamming your coordinated commands here with MAITHA, right? Either the heavy charge, well, most likely it's going to be this big ultimate one, and then you get the. Wait, we don't have slots. We don't have slots. We only got 3 slots. So how would we pair up all this? So many insane skills. Like, this is the faction skill. We get the energy. Oh yeah, we still need efficient operation because we want to spend the ultimate. So we drop MAITHA's cooperative response for like her own AoE. And we drop the heavy charge. You don't really need emergency kit. Run those. And what's this one? 2 costs? Crystal explosion. Double snap bomb. Piercing damage. Cooperative command. Another cooperative command. Single attack causes 100% of the physical attack's piercing damage. 100% this time. If in the same line with the target, will be knocked back 2 spaces. After the attack, 50% of the current buffer value is eliminated. Then it causes 50% of the range piercing damage to all enemies within the target range and knocks back enemies adjacent to the target by 1 square. Oh, so this is a bit like the knockback effect is so it knocks them back, but also sort of splits them up. Like, remember August's Wrath Scorch, and then it just like knocks back everyone around the target he hits. So this is essentially like that, but it's a ranged effect, and also knocks back the initial target back as well. But the 100%. Wait, does the first skill clear the buffer value? Oh yeah, 50%. So everything clears 50% of the buffer value. So how are we going to stack up the buffer value unless we carry the emergency kit, right? Heal up the buffer value. Unless we keep like taking damage, yeah? Because when we take damage, we get the buffer value, right? Converts 20% of the an additional 20% of the damage received, reduces the cost of releasing or triggering any skills by 1 point. Yeah, this is probably the 5-star effect. It's upgrade to level 3. Oh yeah, that's why we saw this was the level 3 effect. So you definitely need a 5-star MAITHA. 5-star SP Maisha. And then strengthen joints. Okay, reaction. When you have regeneration, you can use the damage buffer module to transfer additional damage, with each 10% of regeneration effect transferred being a 5% buffer ratio. Wait, this is at the start of action you gain regeneration 1 for 2 turns. Okay, so that combos with the emergency kit where it gives us the regeneration and everything. And then this is like the Taia cage where we get the transfer of damage from our allies. So she's essentially like she can give energy to her allies, she can share damage, she can do all the cooperative attacks, which are basically huge ass piercing damage. So it's a bit like a combination between Convallaria and Taia. But I guess the only issue with all of this is you need to build, or you need to pull for all the sort of Convallaria units. Like, we know we're getting SP Fakel and SP Nungal. Like, you need to build all 3, right? And you need to have all these old units to really buff everything up, like a full sort of Convallaria team, right? Play this 5. I mean, you could drop 1 or 2, but I feel like getting SP Fakel and Nungal is kind of a must if you're playing SP Maitha. I mean, technically you can play with their older versions, right? I mean, wait, even Nungal's older version isn't even sort of Convallaria faction. Oh wait, we also saw the Astro imprint. Man, this is super blurry translation. Okay. Super heavy assault blade. Oh, that's a sword icon. Is that a heavy weapon? Oh wait, all our weapons have the sword icon. We can't tell whether it is like an axe or a sword, right? 474. Well, actually, didn't they say something about each weapon has their own value? Level 60, 439. So it's probably an axe, 474. Where's my swords? Not definitely on a spear, right? 439. 450. Yeah, so it's definitely, well, 99%, right? Let's not say definitely. It looks like it is an axe. Okay. Alright, this is interesting. So this is a heavy weapon. Increases maximum health by 20%. Damage and penetration damage by 10%. Before the coordinated order skill triggers the coordinated response of your team. Oh, before you do that combo synergy skill, right? Before the coordinated order skill triggers the coordinated response of the team, the target gains super heavy assault 3 for one turn. So yeah, coordinated order. When you actively release a skill with coordinated order, it will trigger the coordinated response effect of all friendly forces. Yeah, we've seen these. So super heavy assault 3. Damage and penetration damage increased by 10%. Cannot be dispelled. Cannot be immune. The target. So when you do it, you get the damage buff. 20% HP, and then 10% from that, and then 10% from that. I mean, it does look a bit minor, right? But I guess the issue here, well, the main factor here is the piercing damage. It's rare to get piercing damage buffs. So this is really, really strong for like all this combo and everything. But yeah, Maitha's skills. Like, it does seem super OP. And I guess that's why they introduced all the like piercing immunity, right? That doesn't mean that Maitha's best tarot is Whisper of Death. Oh, not piercing immunity, I mean piercing reduction, yeah? So we had, which tarot is it? This one, right? Lovers. Reduce the piercing damage. So we'll probably have bosses that like reduce piercing damage now. Because this is insane piercing damage. I don't know. That they'll release a problem and then release a solution, and then just make sure the piercing team isn't too broken. This is the new Convallaria. Because remember, Convallaria only does like 40%. And this is like 80%, yeah? I mean, we still got the wither and everything. He's a mix, right? He does, I don't know. At least we can still use like Nightmare Puppet because Nightmare Puppet has the increased piercing damage. Yeah, what do you guys think? This looks super insane. Like our next tier 0. So what do we even pull from like all these future banners? Okay, that's a thought for another day, right? Okay, alright. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.